go, Cedar Falls!
As part of his pre-State of the Union speech tour, the president traveled to Iowa this week to unveil his administration's plans to move the country forward over the next 2 years.
Today, I'm in Cedar Falls to talk about how we can give more communities access to faster, cheaper broadband so they can succeed in the digital economy. Today, high-speed broadband is not a luxury, it's a necessity.
The main reason Obama chose Cedar Falls for the announcement was its status as one of the first places in the world where every one of its 40,000 citizens have broadband access at speeds nearly 100 times faster than the national average. The faster broadband speeds put Cedar Falls on par with much larger cities like Hong Kong and Paris.
So today, Cedar Falls is Iowa's first gigabit city. Now that sounds like something out of a Star Wars movie, Gigabit City. Here's what it means. Your network is as fast as some of the best networks in the world. There's Hong Kong, Tokyo, Paris, Cedar Falls. Right? That's the company you're keeping.
The president went on to say that cyber growth in the U.S. had already been spurred on by the investment of almost $5 billion taken from the nearly 6-year-old Economic Recovery Act used to slow the Great Recession. So far, Obama said 113,000 miles of network infrastructure were constructed or improved. Thousands of schools, libraries, and medical facilities had been connected to the internet, and tax credits have been given to businesses that expanded their networks.
It's about giving the entrepreneur, the small business person on Main Street, a chance to compete with the folks out in Silicon Valley or across the globe. It's about helping a student access the online courses and employment opportunities that can help her pursue her dreams.
Yep, so use December.
Responding to the president's remarks, Mediacom Communications, the nation's 8th largest cable television company and one of the leading cable operators focused on serving smaller U.S. cities, issued the following statement. Mediacom is deeply concerned with the comments made by President Obama during his visit to Cedar Falls Utilities today. CFU is a municipal utility that leverages its government-conferred monopoly over electric, water, and gas service to unfairly compete with private enterprises for cable television and high-speed internet customers. The president's remarks, combined with the selection of CFU as the venue for his speech, clearly show that the White House wants to waste taxpayer dollars to supplant our nation's private sector broadband providers with government-owned utility companies. According to federal government numbers, 98% of Americans have access to basic broadband internet, but the future will require faster speeds and advanced delivery systems that will likely cost billions to put in place. A new White House report says that while 94% of Americans living in urban areas can purchase an internet connection of 25 megabits per second, only 51% of those in rural areas have access to the same internet speeds. Again, though, Mediacom CEO Rocco Comizzo refuted the president's plan and his commitment to rural America, saying, "Since 1999, Mediacom has invested $2.8 billion in Iowa so that communities like Hamilton, with 35 households, and Goose Lake, with 98, can enjoy cable television, broadband, and VoIP telephone services comparable to those available in Chicago, Los Angeles, New York City, and Washington, D.C. I believe that Mediacom has invested more money in Iowa than any other private company over the last 15 years, and I am proud that not one dime of that investment has come from the government or taxpayers."
And if folks do have good, fast internet, chances are they only got one provider to pick from.
As a way to boot up his idea, the president called on the Federal Communications Commission to remove barriers keeping local communities from expanding broadband. Obama wants to build on the billions in cyber funds already invested through the Recovery Act with the creation of a new program called Broadband USA. Administered by the Commerce Department, The Technical Assistance Plan will help guide communities through the ins and outs of constructing high-speed internet infrastructure. And he noted that the Department of Agriculture is offering financial assistance through its Community Connect program, which provides financing to carriers that bring high-speed broadband to underserved rural areas.
But we pulled together, we worked together, we relied on each other, we believed in each other, and we figured it out. We're blessed.
During Obama's 20-minute speech, however, no specific funding dollars were announced to implement the president's plan. Even with the issue of the public sector competing with its private counterpart unresolved and no details on how the government's commitment to underserved areas would be financed, both sides of the aisle agree the need for speed knows no political boundaries. A clear example of the idea crossing party lines was seen earlier this week when Iowa Governor Terry Branstad, a Republican, tasked the Iowa legislature with adopting a similar program called Connect Every Acre.
Together, let's put partisan politics aside and give rural Iowa the broadband legislation that connects every acre and connects communities to the careers of the 21st century.
Closer to the ground, Dave Duncan, CEO of the Iowa Communications Alliance, which represents more than 130 community-based telecommunications providers, offered yet another perspective on the importance of high-speed broadband.
We believe that all Iowans should have access to affordable, robust, and reliable broadband services, and we've been pitching that for years. And to have the president come in and look for ways to promote broadband deployment throughout the state, we do support that. When it comes to specific proposals that the president talked about, I'm not sure there were many new ideas that actually will benefit rural Iowans from our perspective.
Duncan notes that in addition to Cedar Falls, several other Iowa communities already offer gigabit internet speeds directly to Iowa homes. But the bigger question that remains unanswered is exactly how both public and private broadband providers will hook up underserved areas so all Americans can fully realize the benefits of the digital age. For Market to Market, I'm David Miller.